You are who you choose to be. Superman. The Iron Giant, directed by Brad Bird in his feature film debut. He would, of course, go on to Pixar to direct Ratatouille and the Incredibles franchise, and is the 1999 animated masterpiece from Warner Brothers Animation. I think like their second movie after Quest for Camelot. So the Iron Giant tells the story taking place in 1957 during the harsh years of the Cold War, where a young boy, August Hughes, and he lives with his widowed mum, and he finally some more excitement comes into his life, and he unexpectedly gains a brand new friend when a alien uh, uh, giant made entirely of iron, like a transformer, literally. Lands on Earth and befriends Horgus, and the two of them become inseparable. But of course, Horus can't keep him hidden from the U.S. Army forever. Happy 25th anniversary, the Iron Giants. But 25 years ago, I did see the Iron Giant on TV as a kid, and the thing that stuck with me most of all about this movie was that ending. I think that's the part everybody talks about this movie, but yeah, I'll save that for later in the review. But the but after Quest for Camelot was not exactly a critical or commercial success, even though I feel it deserved to be. I can't believe how underrated that movie is. But the Iron Giant, despite being a huge flop at the time, it's was wildly acclaimed by critics and audiences alike for those who did make the effort to see it. And today it's one of the most praised and sacred animated features of all time. I uh, I also love the heck out of the Iron Giants. The flat out incredible masterpiece that and Brad Bird has never made an animated movie that is short of a masterpiece, and this was the first major animated classic that put him on the map and cemented him as one of the greatest animation directors ever. And yeah, this and Tarzan and Toy Story 2 are the three best movies of 1999, at least to me. Why did Warner Brothers stop making masterpieces like this? Boy, have they gone downhill after Lego Movie 2, the second part, their last great movie. Whereas these days they just make forgettable fluff like DC League of Super Pets, but this was when they were truly in their prime. And the Iron Giant may uh, have a considerably lower budget and less time than a Disney animated feature. Yet Warner Brothers showed they are every bit as capable of making as a grand and animated feature as Disney. And I'm, but also I think this was Vin Diesel's first iconic role, as he is the voice of the Giants. His slow, robotic voice. He makes the giants feel huger, but also friendly as can be, and naive and curious at the same time. This is my favorite Vin Diesel role. I mean, he isn't half as good in the Fast and Furious movies as he is in this film, and that's helped by Brad Bird's direction. Some of Disney's nine old men got to contribute to this movie, which I'm so pleased that they did, and and the and animation wise, this film may not be as breathtaking as the Disney Renaissance movies at the time, but the Giant particularly was an animated character that was ahead of his time and the first fully CG animated character to be in a hand drawn animated movie, revolutionizing animated films to come. And the Giant himself as a character, yeah, he he may be well uh, towering, but he would not step on a fly. And when he's come to this planet, he has no idea about it. It's Horus, his best friend, who becomes well like his teacher and just uh, educates him about you are who you choose to be. You can be the hero or the villain, and about how all things die, but it's bad to kill, but not bad to die, and how your body may die, but souls live forever, and souls don't die, and 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 that's one of the most beautiful and poignant moments in the movie when the giant just looks up in the sky and he says, "Souls don't die." He's becoming more human the more time he spends with humans, and he may be made of metal, but he does have a heart under there, like the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. And Huor, our protagonist, yeah, he is such an intelligent and uh, and a likable kid who does consistently look out for the giants, seeing the good in the giant when other humans would be terrified of him on first sight. But he does such a good job with well being the one true friend the Giants ever had, and their friendship is one of the most powerful in any animated flick. Like it's so nearly Hiccup and Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. Good a friendship, yeah, and I love that the film spends more time on the emotional bond between these two over the giant so well having to deal with the army because the film's marketing admittedly did not do it justice, and the poster showed more of the giant versus the army when that's just a fraction of the movie. And also Hugo's mum, yeah, you do feel bad for her after she's just lost her husband, and of course she's single mother, and you can see Hugh Roy just doesn't know how to tell her, well, there's an iron giant living uh, right near us, and I mean, once the cat's out of the bag, she does turn out to be one of the humans that doesn't hate the giants, and even her boyfriend who becomes like well a a second father figure to Hugh Roy. Yeah, he's a good guy and is concerned for Hugh Roy's safety, wanting to get him to a hospital during the fighting in the climax. And yes, this movie does have a well uh, uh, its similarities to a dozen other family movies like Bumblebee with well Haley Steinfeld hiding Bumblebee in her home. This movie is it is so full of heart so that you don't care. It's uh, that about these similarities, and this is one of the most mature movies to touch on the topic of death to kids that's I've ever seen, especially in that moment in the forest when a deer dies and a giant attempts to wake the deer, but Hero's like, "I'm sorry, it's dead," and then the giant is confused and Roy tells the giants, well, all about how death works and how nothing is immortal. Of course, he knows all too well about losing his own father so young, and knowing one day he will die someday. Back when family movies didn't sugarcoat inevitable real life conflicts like a death for younger audiences. And towards the finale, that's when the action stakes and emotional stakes are up to big time, when the giants are nearly accidentally kills a Hugh Roy, and he feels dreadful, so he runs away thinking he's too dangerous. And the army come for him, he doesn't have a choice but to fight back in self-defense, turning on his weapon mode, which sadly paints him as even more of a threat in the humans' eyes. But then uh, the army unleash the missile to stop the giants, but luckily the asshole with that idea is arrested for that. And here we come to one of the saddest uh, conclusions to an animated movie period. Tears will be flowing out of your eyes when Hugh Roy and his family realize when the missile comes down, everybody will die, and then the giant he does the most selfless act to literally give his life by flying into the missile while uh, saying Superman his last words before the missile blows him up. Oh God! Why movie? Why did you have Azua kill the giant that way? My goodness, words can't express how hard the giant's death hits, and goes. I mean, and and the and the town beautifully honors him by building a statue for him to thank him for saving their lives. Uh, it goes. It's really mature, Brad Bird, to have this movie take place during the Cold War in a time when we were developing more weapons of mass destruction, and you just uh, you just feel so mad at the humans in this movie for making that missile that destroyed the giant, because you feel like we killed such a precious being who meant us no harm. The ending turns out bittersweet and more positive and hopeful than we thought, as the giant's body parts scattered across the Arctic do come back together. So he's alive, folks. Yay! Even if Hugh Roy and the giant may never meet again, I mean, it's it's a, it still makes sense that there's no sequel to this film, as it would undermine the powerful ending of the first. So overall, the Iron Giant is only the first of Brad Bird's work of arts.
I give The Iron Giant 5 stars out of 5. Best movie ever.
So that's three animated classics of 1999 down, just one more to go. South Park, a bigger, longer, uncut. Ooh. Yeah, that should be interesting. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what are your thoughts on the Iron Giants? Are you uh, uh, one of those that calls it one of the uh, greatest animated flicks of all time too? Please comment and let me know. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please follow on Twitter and Instagram. And I'll see you next time, where I have well uh, reviews of Tim Burton's Edward Scissorhand and Beetlejuice, leading up to Beetlejuice. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.